let's talk about queer identity and how it's really hard to express sometimes. So if you're anything like me, you grew up in an environment where it was very traumatically not easy to be yourself for whatever reason. And as a queer, neurodivergent person of confusing ethnic background, there was a lot of hate and a lot of trauma and a lot of bullshit in my childhood. Because I was always not enough of something or too much of something else, and it usually leaned toward you're too much, just in general. But I've been really working on how to live as authentically as myself as I possibly can. Because masking all the time in whatever way is really, really, really bad for you. So I wanted to share what I've been working on and how I've been working on it, just in case it's helpful to anyone who is also struggling with a similar line of thought. First and foremost, please, please, please acknowledge that the internalized hatred and bias that you have toward yourself doesn't come from you. It comes from everybody else, and their opinions don't matter. Easier said than done, I know, but it's a starting point. So I'm a huge film, TV, movie nerd, and anytime that there's a character that I feel like I gravitate toward for some reason, I like to really try and break down why I feel that pull toward that character. And I've had this conversation with another queer friend of mine before, and as gender question mark individuals, and as bi/pan individuals, sometimes the struggle is very real of, ooh, I really like that style, but why do I like that style? Do I want to take that style on a date, or do I want to add it to my wardrobe? And a lot of this is due to heteronormative conditioning. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being heterosexual. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But please acknowledge that not everyone is, and that's okay. The confusion that hetero people feel about, well, how could anyone be attracted to X, Y, and Z, is what we feel about heteronormativity. It's abnormal to us. And I realized I had a Pinterest board that was style, aesthetic, fashion, whatever. And I realized as I'm scrolling through it, I'm like, I wouldn't wear that, but I like it. So I divided the board into outfits that I would wear and styles and aesthetics that I would wear, and outfits and styles and aesthetics that I like, but I wouldn't personally wear. And then TV shows, when there are people that I'm like, oh, I would be okay with being the filling of that sandwich. And then you realize that you're not sure if you want to be one or the other, or be with one or the other, or maybe it's both. And then how you express yourself is just very confusing. So being able to differentiate the two has actually been really, really helpful for me in a very visual sense, and I thought maybe it might help you too. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.